Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
at the moment working from home. But yeah, the actual offices are in Bundall. But yeah,
Yeah, well, our office is Ashgrove in Brisbane. I actually live in a town called Hewenden, which is about 400 kilometers west of Townsville. Um,
oh wow, yeah, right,
yes, I do it all remotely.
sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
I plan to get up there one day. I haven't been as far as Townsville. Want to drive up to Cairns one of these days. But anyway, I won't steal the limelight. I'll let Max take over.
Uh, all good, all good. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, let's just kick off just for in the interest of time. Now, I'll share my screen and I'll just get everyone muted so we can kick off. Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, let's begin. Thanks everyone for joining. Welcome to Elevate for this fortnight, I suppose. We're starting to do these a bit more regularly and covering a lot more topics. And yeah, very, very happy to see everyone. And yeah, great to be sharing this content with you guys. Let's begin. Now, who am I? Just a quick intro. My name is Max, and I've been with Use for about 15 years now. Getting close to being 16 years in the industry in terms of digital marketing, web development, SEO. I went through quite a journey, which I'll go into just quickly, just to give you a bit of an idea of where I'm from. Now, I'm a creative problem solver, so my profile is in Wealth Dynamics. We call it the mechanic creator, which means I can look at a system and I can make it better, and I also get a ton of new ideas coming to me all the time. Just to show you that I'm not just a nerd, I also play guitar, so I'm actually a musician. Got a few photos on the right hand side here of me doing a bit of a jam with a couple of my mates. I had a band that I ran for a couple of years just as a side hobby, and did a bit of sound engineering gigs and things like that. So yeah, even though I'm a nerd at heart, I am a musician, and of course based on the Gold Coast. So just to give you a bit of an idea of who I am. Now, who are we? Who is Use? So just to give you an idea, we are an agency that's been around for quite a while. It was established in 2007 by our director. And our point of difference is that we're a results-based agency. We focus on solutions for B2C and B2B markets. Now, we don't follow the typical formula of most agencies. We prefer to have a personalized approach. Our philosophy is all about long-term relationships, and we prefer to have long-term partnerships rather than churn through people. So that's our philosophy. We have a team of specialists, and in Australia, we are in 3 different locations. We're on the Gold Coast, we're in Brisbane, and we're in Melbourne. So we've served quite a bit of Australia, quite a range. Now, if you guys I don't know who watches Current Affair. I mean, I don't, but some people do. And if you do, then you might have seen us in this story with Kanye West. So a year and a half ago, we had a story where essentially we had a bit of a trademark battle with Kanye West. So that was a bit of a fun one for us. You can see here me being sitting down with I forget her name, but yeah, she was very nice. But we are also known for client retention. We focus, as I mentioned, we focus on relationships. We're not a churn kind of company. We want to have partners that we love working with and maintain a long-term relationship with. So our team is a friendly local team. We're known for our customer service, and that should give you a bit of an idea of who we are in general. Now, what do we actually do? So we focus on results-based digital marketing. We focus on automation. We can handle web development, and our main focus is primarily to grow businesses. So we have a whole integrated suite of experts and specialists designed to grow your business and get results, including consulting and training. And just to show that we're not all talk, we actually we walk the talk. Yeah, that's the phrase. We walk the talk. So these are some of the businesses that we've actually built and applied some of our stuff with. We are very experimental in how we do things. So we're always developing new solutions. Just a quick snapshot of some businesses we've worked with. We've got people in here, quite a wide variety, from trades, shipping container operations, e-commerce stores, allied health, you name it. So lawyers. we do work with quite a wide range of industries and niches. Now, last time we ran the event, we essentially covered, it was quite a long one, and we covered some real basic stuff and we covered some real advanced stuff. Now, for this one, we're going to keep it much more tighter and much more current. Even by the sounds of talking to some of you guys, I can hear that you're already familiar with writing things with AI. You're already familiar with, writing emails and all that kind of thing. So, we'll aim to give you as much value as possible, take into account your current skill level. So the idea here is no matter what skill level, you should be able to walk away with at least 1 or 2 good ideas that you can apply straight away. And we've talked about video content creation, custom AI software. So there's quite a lot we can do. This workshop, what is our goal? We aim to demystify AI. So again, take you from basics to advanced, a series of case studies of quick ways you can implement AI into your business, something that you can take up and use straight away. And also set you up for the near future. There are many reasons why this is an important subject. At the moment, there's a lot of noise out there on AI. So, I mean, this should be quite obvious, but everywhere you turn, everywhere you listen to, it's certainly become the big buzzword. That's, Jeff here actually mentioned, people use it so much, it probably needs another name at this point, so, but at the moment we're stuck with AI. People find it difficult to find practical tools and difficult to use them, essentially difficult to learn to use them. There's too many distractions, and we want to help businesses that are failing to onboard AI. So really, this is for people that are looking for direction. Now, just a quick story of my journey in AI, just to give you a bit of a background. So in 2023, it started off with firstly, playing around with copywriting AIs and OpenAI Playground, ChatGPT. I ended up loving these tools so much that I started to basically code my own apps for fun, just to share with my mates and have a play around with. And I ended up coding, surprisingly, a few solutions that never existed. The one that really sort of clicked for me was a chatbot on Discord. So there's a chatting program called Discord that all of my friends we connect on a server. And essentially, this the whole thing kicked off when I decided, well, what if I simulate myself, as a social member of the group in this Discord channel as accurately as possible to what I am. And long story short, I found that it was very hard to find a solution online that was pre-coded. I ended up taking one that's like a basic template and playing around with it. I spent 2-3 hours a night during those nights, sitting until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, just testing the limits of this thing, being in a flow state. And that made me realize that, look, you can actually come up with custom solutions quite easily using these tools. You don't have to fear the work involved. Actually, something that might have seemed difficult at once can become easy thanks to these tools. So yeah, the following year, 2024, I went deeper into programming solutions for our team. So just to reiterate, I am in the company, I am the head of the SEO and the AI. So SEO is my department, and that's where we first began to adopt this. If you know anything about SEO, then you'll know that a lot of content is involved. So you have to, traditionally you would order content or you would have an in-house writer. What we managed to do is we managed to program our own in-house content software. And so now our team runs the software. So it's a mixture of the human expertise and automation. It's perfect unity of actual expertise mixed with flow. And then now where we're at is this year, I'm building a lot more solutions. We're at the point now where AI agents is the focus. So creating teams of AIs, and again, this is sort of next level stuff, so I won't go too into it at the moment. But what we're seeing is more AI solutions that is like a team of AIs coordinated together. So that's the next level. Now, what kind of tools do we recommend on the stack? There's quite a few, but these are probably the core ones that I would love for you guys to take away or at least examine. So yeah, feel free to take a screenshot of this slide, and let's quickly run through them all just so you understand what they are. OpenAI Playground. This was OpenAI's original offering that they brought out. Good place to create these custom apps. That's where I started creating that chatbot. And then the others you guys probably heard of, ChatGPT. I'm sure everyone's already used more than once. Claude is another competitor to ChatGPT, done by Anthropic. Very good at writing and actually quite interesting for creating custom machine learning training. Gemini, it's Google's offering, so they're pretty much matching ChatGPT. Same thing as ChatGPT, but on Google's end, and of course Grok, which is Elon Musk's. I won't go too deep into these because I'm sure everyone's familiar with these ones. Some of the ones below these is where I would like you to do a bit of research if you haven't, and I'll run you through what each one of these are if you haven't heard of them. Very quickly, Merlin is a Chrome extension for Google Chrome that lets you talk to YouTube videos, take transcripts, and summarize videos. So there's a lot of tools that do this kind of thing. Merlin's the one that I like to use. 11 Labs is fantastic. This can take a voice and clone it. So you can take your voice, you can take someone else's voice. They're really growing. They're one of the best voice simulation solutions out there. High Level, that's the CRM that we love. So High Level integrates a lot of solutions into one. It's like taking 10 different softwares from back in the day, and then now you can get it all in this one package that's awesomely priced, fantastic support, and yeah, I'm just really impressed with High Level. Rev AI is what we use to take transcripts. So if you have some materials that you need to condense, use Rev AI to turn it into transcript fast. It's really good at creating transcripts and differentiating between different people in the transcript as well. In video, that's a tool you can use to pump out social media videos, or if you're doing a lot of social media or YouTube shorts or anything like that, in video is what you want to use. Leonardo, good for images. Gamma, amazing for presentations. Now, for people that do a lot of presentations all the time, I recommend Gamma. And actually, some businesses that I've helped transition onto Gamma, they now tell me that the clients are loving the slides more than the human-made slides before. So absolutely awesome. Replit is your programmer. So again, we talked about coding, vibe coding. There's different levels of coding with AI. Replit is a really good entry point if you've never attempted to code anything. Notebook LM. This one is Google's, dashboard for taking a bunch of different information sources and turning it into an information center. So you could take some YouTube videos, you could take some documents, websites, convert all that to a chatbot like within an instant, and also generate visuals, podcasts, presentations off that material instantly. So Google's provided a robust solution there. vidIQ, if you're doing the video marketing, absolutely critical for YouTube. This will give you all your analytics and help you optimize your titles, metas, and so on. Read AI, that's what we use to, we insert into all our meetings. And then this can really analyze almost to a scary level, the engagement of the different people during the presentation, during the meeting. And not only that, but it'll take all your tasks, all your transcripts, all the action items. Very, very awesome tool. We've tried a lot of these, and Read AI is the one that I like to recommend. Reply.io is your outreach. So if you want a software to automate your outreach, Reply is the one, because it can integrate both LinkedIn and other channels. So normally you need to do LinkedIn separately. LinkedIn integrates into this one beautifully. If you're editing videos, Descript, amazing. You can just sit down. If you haven't even done video before, you can get into video just by doing Descript. You can sit there and record yourself for an hour, and then this thing will cut out all your ums and ahs, all the silences, everything. Create clips for you, create trailers. Really a game changer for video editing, especially for people that have never done video editing. Canva, I'm sure everyone has heard of. This one's one of the greatest AIs for graphics and design and things like that. Opus Clip is one that's an easy one that can create clips from long videos for you. And then finally, Zapier. So Zapier is our integration software. So very famous, lots of options, but very important that you guys understand that these exist. And if you haven't looked into any one of these, please make sure to check it out. Now, what kind of impact have we had implementing this? Now, keep in mind, we started in 2023 implementing this. So it's been multiple years. With the first year, when we calculated the impact of the Content Factory and some of the AI solutions that we integrated, it actually ended up being more than this. It actually ended up being $260,000 saved across the year. And if we were to calculate it in terms of hours, it could be anywhere up to 2,070 hours per year, or 86 days. So a massive chunk of time that we were able to save just in our first year implementing to our SEO department. So how do you approach AI? What is the correct approach? My suggestion is look at it as the fast lane. It's all about flow and speed. We talk about speed. There's the speed of thought. Now, obviously AI, you can use it as your educated thinking assistant. So if you're trying to think something through, if you're trying to bounce some ideas, I mean, AI should now be the first point of call for you before you go to take it to other people. It's free from your past bias or friends and family. So, it's not going to give you, it's not going to be in a bad mood. It'll give you as calculated answers as possible every single time. And the other suggestion I would recommend is use your flow states. So in other words, use your voice prompting. You cannot type as quickly as you can speak. And obviously you can't speak as quickly as you can think, but it's the closest that you can get. So use the voice typing freely when you are working with AI, and when you're asking it to do certain things. Make sure you speak in exactly as you're thinking. Like, capture every little thought, every little word, every little detail. And finally, you want to reduce the delay. So there needs to be an impact, right? You don't want to just play around with it with no final result. So the impact that you want is from the time that it takes from your idea to reality to be much, much faster and much quicker. Now, because of this, you can get results in a new territory much faster. Something that you've never done before, something you've never learned, something you've never experimented before. Now, this is going to be easy for you to get into, or relatively easy compared to without the tools. All right, now let's move into the applications. Again, so first thing that I want you guys to take away, talk through your problems. So I've already mentioned this, but don't be embarrassed to talk to the AI when you're doing the prompts. So a lot of people are resistant to this for some reason. I don't know if it's embarrassment. I don't know if it's just, they feel funny, but don't be embarrassed. If you're in the office and you need to prompt something, just own it. Tell people, shut up, I'm prompting the AI. It won't take you long. Now, the other thing that I want you to absorb is you've probably seen AI content all over the place. Like the more you play with AI, the more you start to recognize this content. Now, me being head of SEO, we do a lot of content, and that's something that I've really ingrained into my team, how to use AI so that the content does not sound like AI, right? And we've got a lot of steps that we incorporate into this, but for you guys, I'll give you one very simple prompt. You simply say to it, people don't talk like this. Write it how people actually talk, and you'll be amazed at the difference that just that one simple prompt will do. So obviously we can write these amazing emails, but if it sounds like a robot, it sounds like a robot. So let's fix that straight away. Here's another interesting one: critiquing your work. How many people actually honestly know, or people that critique their own work? Normally we've got a lot of ego and pride around our work, and rightfully so. But if you want to be even more proud of your work, how about you get it critiqued? Because then you'll get an objective criticism or whatever it is you're doing. You need to be able to poke holes in your plan or in your output and get another perspective. Now, there's another way to look at this. Walt Disney actually had a interesting approach to his work. So people that worked for Walt Disney, they said that at any given morning, Walt, it could be one of three Walts that would rock up to work that day. It could be the dreamer Walt. So one day he'll rock up and then he'll have these amazing ideas. Another day he would rock up and it would be the critic Walt. So he would take all these ideas that would be created and start punching holes in them, start finding flaws and weaknesses in these ideas, why they won't work. And then the third Walt that came in was the realist Walt. So he was the realist planner. He would look at this vision, he would look at all the holes and the criticisms, and then he'd be like, let's address all of these holes and criticisms and make this into a realistic plan. So AI, an amazing tool to achieve exactly that. Don't be afraid to criticize your work. Don't be afraid to poke holes in it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to avoid trial and error, this is how you cut that time right down from ideas to reality. All right, now this is a classic solution, and actually, ever since I created this, now more solutions have been created that you can use and go ahead for this. So one of the first things that we integrated was auto drafting emails using Zapier and ChatGPT. Now you can do this with these tools like Read AI. You can do this with tools like Fixer FYXER. So there's quite a few of these. But essentially, stop letting emails become a mountain. Handle your emails with at least getting AI to draft a response for you. Quite easy to do. It's quite easy to set up. And like I said, now it's easier than ever because you have actual solutions like Read AI or Fixer that will do it for you. I just did a simple homebrew integration with ChatGPT and Zapier. Very easy, but tremendous impact in terms of response times, in terms of saving brain power, and yeah, changing your communication game. SEO. So like I mentioned, in our business, my department is the SEO department, and yeah, it's every SEO department has a different, I guess, school of thought, or it's like a different dojo in martial arts. Our particular school of thought is content. We're all about content. We're amazing at content. So that was the first place where I looked to implement this. Now, again, how you would do this is you would look at what is the actual step-by-step process that my team members are going through. In our particular case, we had for our SEO content, we had a framework that all the writers had to follow. The framework contained all of the SEO principles. We've got particular ways that we do the headings. We've got particular ways that we select the the subheadings on the page and so on. So yeah, we were able to essentially go through each one of these components of the process and see like how can we minimize the steps of human effort. Where we're at now with this is essentially our humans, they will do the research because we still need human controlled research. If you just leave it to AI, it's not quite there yet. So our humans will do the research, they'll put it through the actual content machine, which is what will take the research and then put it together, go through the whole thinking process that they used to do. And then now they can essentially pump out like 10 to 20 times the amount of content that is probably 10 times more effective than what they were doing before. So this is where a huge chunk of our savings from that 200,000 came from. Now, you can also use it to audit your competitors, right? So if there's anything technical about your competitors or anything to do with their offers, anything to do with their messaging, we really have the philosophy of let's look at what the top guys are doing, let's break it down, and then let's deconstruct it and apply it for ourselves, whatever we can take. So this is almost your key to doing this in record speeds. And if you're doing SEO, then you can obviously do this like taking competitor sitemaps, taking the topics they cover, taking the semantics on their page, so you can go really granular with whatever details are required. 11 labs. So capturing your voice. How can you use this? So I've actually got quite a funny story about this with the director of the company, Alexi. So he's a very busy guy, and one of the businesses that we're running, like one of the side businesses of his that we're running back then, was a smoke alarms business. And essentially, me and Kai, who's the head of our Google Ads, we decided that we really need to come up with a campaign that we can run on YouTube for this business. And when he showed me the videos that he created, I said to him, "This is an awesome video, but the voice is American. We don't want this American voice. We want actual. Let's use our actual boss. Let's use Alexi's voice." So our director, he runs a podcast on the side called Better Business That Works. So without even asking him, this was our first major success with this tool. Essentially, I jumped on, downloaded the audio for his podcast, chucked it into 11 Labs, and then we had his voice simulated. Then I spoke with the video ad guy. He told me this is the script we need. I took the script, pumped it out, and then we launched the ads, and the ads worked, all without Alexi knowing, all without our boss even seeing it in the first place. So it was quite good. We showed him, hey, check it out. We've got your voice speaking on this video ad. And he was like, oh, what? But yeah, essentially, if you're a person that's a speaker, if you're a person that pumps out lots of content, you use your voice a lot, this could be a way for you to scale up your content. Now, they do have multiple levels. Obviously, they have the cheap level. They've got the premium level. And look, if you're someone that's like speaking all day, every day, this could be a serious game changer for you. Now, this is another beast that we are quite proud of. The AI lead qualification. Now, one problem that we identified quite early on was that people like we could generate leads for people, but if they weren't responding to those leads on time, especially after hours or on weekends, then the lead is lost to whoever does. So AI turned out to be one of the greatest solutions for this. Essentially, we created, this is a 007 agent. We have an AI agent that can qualify leads and then bounce away tire kickers. That's the whole point of this. When your receptionist goes home, or when your whoever picks up the phone goes home at 5 p.m., we have this switch on. Now, when the agent switches on, he's got an Australian accent, so it actually sounds like a real human speaking. In fact, if you're not very well versed with some of these voice AI agents, you might actually not notice that it's a robot. So it's actually getting to that point, and it's only getting better as time goes on. So yeah, if you're getting a lot of calls coming through while you're on the tools or after hours or on weekends, and your leads are not qualified, you're having to call back a lot of leads on Mondays, and there's a lot of tire kickers. This thing can cut out a lot of those tire kickers like crazy and qualify the leads for you without you having to do it in the first place. Now, this is so huge that at the moment, you guys probably already know or have heard, a lot of industries are doing mass rollout of these. There's a lot of big corporates that are cutting their level 1 support. So you remember when you call in for the support and then you've got the level 1 people, that's all gone. That's leaving because now they're implementing needs. And not only that, but obviously they're cutting a lot of executive levels as well. It's not just the level 1, but some of the executive levels. So yeah, we are seeing a mass rollout of this across the industry, and it's having a big impact on people. Like, so whenever you're seeing, people saying like, oh, Telstra just fired, 7,000 people, it's at the moment, it's quite likely this. So amazing opportunity to jump onto the voice agents. They are becoming better, and they are becoming more of a game changer for companies. Now, AEO, AI engine optimization. So let's give the context to this. This is extremely important, and I want to particularly highlight this. So some stats that are current now compared to a year ago, or rather back in May. So comparing May 2025 to May 2024, stats show that AI traffic is up 50 to 80%. So across 1 year, it's grown. It's nearly doubled. It's at least 50% higher than it was. But during that time, Google's traffic has only dropped 2%. So what that tells us is that there is a new traffic channel appearing. And then what the industry stats say, and not just the industry stats, but we've checked this with our own data and analytics as well, and this is accurate. We're seeing conversion rates that are 4.4 times higher coming from the AI engines than from Google inquiries. So what this means is that there is an opportunity, a limited window to act on time right now to gain trust and position yourself on the AI engines and gain that higher conversion rate and tap into that new traffic. So why AEO is a must? Now, by the way, some people might call us, we don't actually have an industry standard agreed for this. We have some people calling it AEO. We have some people calling it GEO. You have some people calling it AI SEO. Just know these are all the same thing. So this is what we're talking about here. Now, like I mentioned, it's an exploding channel, and why this is powerful is that it gives you a quantified brand sentiment. So in other words, if you're doing work on your brand, if you're trying to improve how people feel about your brand, how people perceive your brand, prior to these tools existing, most of this was guesswork. You would do something, and then you would kind of see, has our sales improved a bit or not really? Very vague, no real way to track it. With these tools now, we're able to actually quantify this a lot better because you do have an online reputation. If you're a business that's legit and you're properly set up online, you will have an online reputation that is a key part of how the platforms serve you to potential customers. So that is all about sentiment. It's all about what people like about you, what they don't like about you, and then the same for the competitors, what they like about the competitors, what they don't like about the competitors, the strengths and weaknesses of the competitors, and then it takes into account all of this. So this is what the AI engines do. They look at all of your online reputation factors. Then they'll look at your website. They'll look at your messaging. They'll see what are you saying, and based on that, they'll do their calculations and they'll decide who to recommend. Easiest way to check how you stand right now in this is go to ChatGPT or Gemini and just type in who is the best, and then type in your business type in, and then your location. So for example, if you type in, who's the best plumber in Brisbane, or who is the best mechanic in Ormo, or something like that. Who's the best security screen provider in Brisbane? You will find essentially what the current ranking is, what the current sentiment is. Now, one thing I will mention is that there are a lot of tools out there that are claiming to give you AI rank tracking. So kind of like SEO, they'll tell you, oh, this is where you currently stand, and then this is exactly it. But what I'll tell you right now is be careful, because all of these tools are all interpretations. So they will all show you something slightly different. What you want to do is get the general gist. So you want to be able to look at the right elements and get the general gist. So like I mentioned, your reviews, your Google reviews, anything positive, negative said on them, and then every other directory online where people can leave reviews. Amazing place to start. But you can also go deeper. Funny little stat: a lot of content, a lot of information, AI engines actually pull from Reddit. Believe it or not, like a lot. I think I don't have the stat on here, but I think it was close to 50% or something like that, 40-50%. It was massive. So yeah, the AI engines are using that as a major source. And then Reddit, as you know, it's like a forum where people go to discuss their experiences. So another great place to calculate your reputation. But the whole point of it is, when you know what goes into creating that reputation, when you know what the AI agents value, if you can start to change your messaging, so you start to change your website, start to change some of your marketing messaging. If you're putting out videos, start to change some of the videos, and also your profile listings, wherever you're listed. And also get your clients that leave you reviews to start to mention your location and the actual service that you're leaving a review for. So you want to be able to really, really work the data that you pull from all the online reputation into actionable insight and apply it in all of your materials that you present to the public, especially directories, especially review sites, and so on. So yeah, best way to do this is get an AEO audit. We do AEO audits, so we are one provider of this. They are paid because it is valuable information, but this will, I cannot emphasize that right now is the ultimate time to do this, because this is just like when people first gained reputation on Google in the early 2000s. If you have a domain that's had a high reputation since the early 2000s, sometimes those can be nearly impossible to outrank. Like we've seen freak industries where getting early has placed people in a position where it's hard to knock them out of the position. So what I'm saying is that AI and AEO is in that same boat right now. The longer you leave this, the harder it's going to be in the future. So please make sure you jump onto the AEO, or at least check where you stand on it. Now, as a decision-making assistant, so you want to look at AI in the correct perspective. Like, you have all these tools, great, but how do I use them? How do I actually not waste my time? How do I not flounder around? How do I make sure I'm using my time as effectively as possible with these tools and getting the most impact? So my suggestion is treat it as a high quality decision-making assistant. So there is a field of psychology where they talk about perception as gambles. So in other words, every time we interpret a situation, we look at a situation and we make a conclusion or make a decision or an evaluation. That's a perception. That's a gamble. We're seeing some information, and based off the information we're seeing, we're putting together our best hypothesis or our best theory. So you can put together much better theories or much more accurate hypothesis by using AI. Treat it as something that will help you make high quality bets. If you treat it as a high quality bet machine, then you can maximize your chances of success. Now, one prompt I didn't share when I'm talking about the critiquing your work, I'll share with you right now. There's a high level of the critiquing your work prompt. It's called simulate the probability of success. So let's say you've put together a strategy, or you've put together a solution, or something like that. Ask AI, simulate the probability of success of achieving this. And yeah, if you ask it to highlight the pitfalls, ask it to learn the lessons, and then ask it to rewrite the strategy based off that simulation. So like I said, that's another way to maximize your betting capacity in this. You want to be able to make sure that what you're doing has like all the odds stacked in the right direction towards yourself. So that's how you cut back the trial and error time. That's how you cut back the time idea to reality. Now, yeah, and then like I said, this will lead you to your flow states. You will be able to essentially get into the flow of AI. If you've not experienced AI flow yet, then you've got a lot of good stuff waiting for you. Once you get into the AI flow, it's an amazing experience because when it clicks, when your creativity kicks in using the AI, then your brain will start to produce prompts for you. That's essentially where you want to get to, is when you get to a point where your subconscious will produce prompts for you. So yeah, place better bets in business and life. Make sure that you are learning, make sure that you are testing this, just like kids learn with playing toys. It's all about taking the toy, playing around with it. So most of these tools have a free trial. Make sure you sign up to the free trial. All of the tools that I listed earlier, sign up to the free trial and test it. Even if you don't believe it's possible, you will be surprised. Attempt whatever you want to attempt. You know, if you have an app that you want to code, jump onto Replit and ask it to code it for you. See how far you can get. If you have a book you want to write, you know, so many things that you might have put on the back burner in the past. I would suggest start listing them out, start testing these tools, and just jump in there and start pushing buttons like a child. So the other topic is, what is the future of AI? Like this is, and you know, as time goes on, this slide actually gets harder and harder to do. Like I will be honest, because this thing is quite difficult. You know, we started off with OpenAI as the big dominant factor, big dominant monopoly, and now that's no longer the case. Now we have so many more alternatives. We've got Grok, Elon Musk's one, beating OpenAI. We've got Gemini from Google, basically offering all the exact same stuff, but integrated into the Google suite. So what we're seeing is essentially you need to understand the principles and not be attached to the tools. So you have to be in the mindset that if there a better tool will come along than what I'm doing already, I will learn it straight away and I'll throw away this tool that I'm using now. So we don't want to be people that are religious and loyal to tools. We want to be loyal to our principles. So this is why I'm sharing these principles with you. You know, these tools come and go, and that's what, like, I gave you guys that snapshot. But like I said, in 6 months' time, I will do another version of this presentation, and I'm quite sure that half of those tools will change. So this is what we're seeing already. Now looking ahead, yeah, obviously we've got our video, image, music, voice AI, all of the multimedia stuff going next level. You know, I'm sure you guys have seen all the videos. I'm sure you guys, you know, even this voice AI that we talked about sounds amazing. And the lead qualification that we went into, you know, in the past, people complained that we don't want a robot sounding voice taking our calls. Well, that problem is gone now, you know, so, and it'll keep disappearing as time goes on. AEO, I already talked about this, but extremely critical. A lot of business owners are still sleeping on this, and that is a big mistake. So make sure you don't sleep on this, you jump onto this ASAP. And you can start by going to ChatGPT and just typing, you know, who's the best in your business, in your location, and see what comes up. Do you come up? And if you do, where are you coming up? Are you being recommended, or are you further down the list? And you know, what is your various reputation signals? Like, what are people saying you're good at? What are people saying you're not good at? Start to look into this. And of course, AI agents and solutions. So yeah, this is really where the bulk of the work is going to be. And you know, I spoke to Bob on the presentation here earlier, and you've got a lot of people like Bob's company. They're introducing solutions for specific processes within their business. So a custom coded agent to perform a particular task. You know, you can have one that analyzes photos. You can have one that runs you know, a client through a questionnaire and comes up with a strategy. So there's a lot of different ways. Start to think about, can I convert me or any one of these team members into a piece of software? And then if that's the case, then obviously the software is not going to run itself. You still need someone to run it and be responsible for it. That's the general mindset you want to take as far as adopting AI and replacing team members. You're not necessarily replacing team members. You almost want to have your team members pilot the AI. That's the mindset you should be taking on this. And yeah, how can you put this to use? Well, like I said, with yourself and also with your team members, aim to replace yourself or them as much as possible. So replicate what you're doing already. Can I get the same level of quality, same result, but can an AI do the first 80% for me? And if you can, then you're already off to a good start, because then that final 20%, that's where you place the human to pilot. And this may be version 1. You might be able to get to version 2, version 3, where let's say you can do 95% of it, and then 5% of it is done by human. So that's the kind of mentality you want to take. Once you can achieve the same level of result, then go 10x. Say like, okay, well, now can we scale this up 10x? Can we do 10x amount of output? And then this is really when you start entering growth and scalability territory. Now, why this is important, and this is another big reason that a lot of business owners, they're not thinking about this enough, but essentially, when building a business, it is very important to think about scalability, about your exit strategy, about even if you're not planning to sell your business, you still want to make sure, is what I'm doing going to increase the value of my business in the future when I go to sell it? That should be the filter for which you decide any of these decisions. So when you're looking at these AI tools and when you're creating solutions, always keep that in mind. You don't want to spend a lot of time drafting things with no impact. You want to achieve impact fast. And that's really the core of what I'm trying to help you guys with. Arm you with the ability to get fast impact, no matter what tools it is. There's a lot of tools you can start with. But if you can get the same level and then go 10x, then you're on the right track to scalability. And then finally, like I mentioned before, become a master of educating yourself. So, this is something I put into the past versions of the presentation as a longer slide, but I'll just tap into it real quickly here. Like, everyone has a different learning style, right? I'm sure we can all agree that the way that school and university teaches things is not the ideal human learning environment. For some people it may be, but that's only one personality type. There are many different personality types, many different learning styles. Use these tools to help you enter these new spaces and convert the teachings into your learning style. So something like that notebook LM that I recommended earlier. Let's say I was speaking to Jeff. Jeff is wanting to create an AI consultancy. With that case, you want to find as much material about AI, creating AI consultancies as possible, load it into a notebook LM, and then use that as a study guide or a learning guide or a coach, right? So anything you're learning, turn it into a chatbot, turn it into a mind map, turn it into a podcast. So utilize these tools to really tilt information into your learning style, so that that point at which when you learn something and then it clicks and you're like, oh, it's like the aha moment that you get it. You want to get there faster. You want to get there quicker. You don't want to spend all this time trial and error before you get the aha. Get yourself the aha sooner using these tools. All right, now is the time for the breakout rooms. We're going to split into 2 rooms, and this is just going to be going for a couple of minutes. And I want you to discuss and answer these 3 questions, or one of these 3 questions. So the first question is, how can you benefit from AEO in your business? Second question, where can you save time in your business using AI? And then finally, to ground it together, what's the first thing you will change in your business after this presentation? Now, I will begin this now, and then we'll have 5 minutes. So yeah, let's go. G'day, Jeff. G'day, Belle.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
And you?
Excellent, excellent. Hello, Kerry. Hello, Kerry. So yeah, what do you guys think? What was there anything that you learned from that, or anything you picked up that you can go and use straight away?
One of the big things for me probably that stood out was the doing the whole simulating the probability of success.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
With one of our things of developing stuff in our system, in our CMS. It's, we do things of how we think that would benefit us, but not, whether or not that would benefit other agencies on a commercial level. So being able to simulate the probability of success, I think, would be a huge benefit to us, and know, like, if there's something we can improve on what we're doing.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, that would be amazing. I mean, also use when you're doing this, make sure to use the voice prompting as well, because you can describe how you're going to measure that success as well. So the more detail you give it in that simulation, the better output you'll get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Belle?
The first thing that I'm going to be doing is integrating anything I can that's going to answer one of my million emails a day.
Yeah. So you've
If I
got the
can get
email.
that time back, that will make my life so much easier. And then probably because I do all the accounting work as well, I'd like to have a lot more of that to be automated in very specific ways. So yeah, there are two areas I'll be looking at.
Wow, yeah. Oh, that's going to change your life if you're sitting there like answering emails all day. Yeah, it's definitely not fun.
Yeah. We've just grown a lot as a company since I first started, and I was sort of the only person, and now 11 years on, I'm still that only person, but the business has grown exponentially. So I'm only one person with only so many hours in a day. So I really need this sort of stuff automated so that I can actually concentrate more on the business building.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, so you're like in that perfect position to scale then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. How about yourself, Jeff? What how's your head going?
I'm going to have to rewrite 3/4 of my strategy for launching a consultancy business.
Yeah.
I do take very solid steps, but I tend to plod along on one path. But if I can get, if I can get 10 times the amount of paths opened for me, then I can start picking a better path. I mean, with the TAFE stuff I'm doing at the moment, with the training and everything else, my mentor wants me to see about launching this consultants agency in the middle of October, like in 2 to 3 weeks. That's sort of where we're up to in everything else. This is going to, I mean, I'm going to need to reread and rewatch so many videos from so many different like these type of get-togethers. I mean, like I've been having these for months, and but now there seems to be a lot of sort of conflicting things. So to try and collaborate with the right people, find the right tools. It's just constantly changing and evolving. So yeah, I'm going to have to sort of have a quick think about what I will take on board before launch day.
Yeah.
I mean, look, because it's a small group, if possible, I'd love to have a private chat with you for 10 minutes afterwards if you're free, because there's some questions which have sort of blown. I mean, I've done a big chunk of work here, and then you come along with 1 or 2 sentences, and it just goes, God.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste all my time going through repeatedly researching all these different things when there's people that I can collaborate with, like your other people as well, who've already done all the legwork. Because I'm from an SAP background, so as long as the functionality works, I can then just focus on employing my people-to-people skills.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, yeah, absolutely. You get a chance. I think for the sake of time, what we'll do is we'll probably book a call. I'll give you the ability to book a call with me, and we can, discuss, see how we can help you.
Yeah. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
No worries. And well, before we head back, Kerry, we haven't heard from you. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Hang on. No, I'm here. We use AI quite a bit within the business, but obviously we are just touching the tip of the iceberg. So, need to reach out and learn. And so much information's coming in already from the moment, from just today. And just need to work out how we're going to integrate it and use it, and use it to its best ability in our business.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's great that you guys are actively looking for it. What I'll do is, I think you might have joined a bit late, so you might have missed the slide where I had all the tools listed. I will show that one more time.
Great.
Give you a chance to take a screenshot.
Thank
that's
you.
always an awesome place to start. All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining in the breakout rooms. Always awesome to hear where everyone's at, and the various inspiration light bulbs going off in people's heads. So it's great to see what people are working on. Now let's just get back to this so we can wrap up the presentation. Awesome. So yeah, as I mentioned before, we covered quite a few things, but here's some key takeaways that I want to really re-emphasize for you. So make sure you humanize everything. So if you're doing writing, get the humanized prompt placed at the very end, so you can see what does a humanized version of what a written sounds like. Use voice typing. So don't just use your fingers, use your voice. If you're on Windows, I believe it's Windows key H would bring up the voice typing. If you're on a Mac, I'm not quite sure what that is, but probably easy to find out. Make sure you use the flow state. And then every single thought you have, any objection, any side thought, get it all out. Critique your work. So again, run critiques on your outputs, on your plans, on your strategies, on your work, and also run simulations. That's another version of critique. The more information you can provide your simulations, the better the simulation will be, and the better the critique would be. And then, by the way, you can also run that recursively. So let's say you run one simulation, one critique, and then you get one level, you can run it again and again and again. So do it 5 times or something like that. Let AI handle communications. So yeah, if you're someone, like we spoke with Bell earlier, if you're bombarded and fighting a war of emails, which I know a lot of people are, absolutely get AI into it. So either get a solution like Read.ai or Fixer, or if you are confident, then you can integrate ChatGPT with Zapier, which is another quite easy one. But yeah, at the very least, get AI to write the drafts for you in your voice, in your tone, provided examples of how you sound and the kind of things you want to say. Over time, you can refine it, make it better, but ideally, you want to get to a point where you open your drafts. You click on the draft, you read it. Yep, that sounds good. Click send. That's the ideal. And then finally, and also we mentioned the lead qualification. Don't sleep on the lead qualification. Make sure you jump onto the lead qualification. Like I mentioned, all the big corporates are jumping onto it, and for good reason. It's incredibly high value for what you get, and the quality of these voice agents is jumping right up. Make sure these voice agents are taking your calls when no one else is around. And then finally, do not be afraid. Fear not. Have these tools like toys. Treat yourself like a child with a bunch of toys. At the end of the day, this is just more tools, more toys to play around with. It's like your Lego or anything like that. Just see, click everything, try everything, see what happens, and then that's the best way to actually learn. So yeah, just to summarize, we've covered natural sounding prompts, critiquing the work, deep research we actually cut out, but I'll give it a quick honorable mention. In tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, you have the deep research functionality. It's like 10 students pulling an all-nighter for you. Make sure you use it whenever you need to research. Auto drafting emails using AI and SEO. We talked about AEO, capturing your voice, lead qualification, and then the mindsets in the future of AI. So once again, my name is Max, and it's been great having everyone here. Now, I realize some of you guys might want to have a deeper conversation, ask me some more questions, and get some more feedback. You're welcome to book a strategy session with me. Again, I specialize in AI tools. I specialize in automation, AEO, SEO, and also strategy. So if there's anything like this that you want to discuss with me, please book a strategy session with me. It's a free session. So that will allow you to get the most out of it. We've got the QR code here, and we've also got a link down the bottom. And like I said, this is a series. We'll be continuing these webinars. We will be, this is a whole series. We're covering many different topics. So our next one is on Friday, October 17th, 11 a.m. And it's going to be about escaping the growth trap with smarter marketing and sales. So essentially, maximizing your growth with the cutting edge marketing and sales tools that are working for us at the moment. All right. Any final questions before we wrap up? Now is the time. And like I said, if you do want to go deeper, please book a discovery session with me because I would love to go deeper with you. But we've got about 5 minutes now. Now is your chance. All right. Looks like we're going to have to pick on someone who have we not heard from yet. Adam. Are you with us, Adam? Okay. Well, there's no questions. Then I did promise some of you who might have joined late to go back to the slide with the tools. So let me bring that up for you guys. So you have the chance to take a screenshot. Make sure you take a screenshot of this. And then make sure that you, if you haven't tested one of these tools, make sure that you do. Most of these will give you a free trial option. So if you can, sign up to a free trial and give it a shot. If you think that this is going to be super valuable for your business, then apply it, start to integrate it. If not, then you can easily cancel the trial before it ends.
Sorry, can I just get that email address for to book the discovery thing again for you, please?
Yeah. So we've got a says a QR code here, and then also address here, and I'll give you my email address as well if you want to email me directly.
That's not presumptuous, but that'd be great.
There we go. There's the slide of my email address, max@use.com.au. Very simple. Alrighty, well, yeah, thanks so much for your time, everyone. I think we're right on time. It's nearly 12. Pleasure to meet some of you guys and speak with some of you. And those of you that want to have another conversation with me, then please reach out. Please book a time. I would love to hear about what you guys are trying to achieve, and see if we can help you get there faster.
Thanks, Max. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you very
everyone.
much, Max.
Have an awesome
Thank
day.
you.
Rest of your week.
Thank you.
Bye.